everybody, how's it going? Stout Man coming back at you once again, and today I'm going to talk about some things that I got at Half Price Books. Yes, I went back to Half Price Books. I can't say no. I have to go. I have to see what they have, especially during their dollar sale. Every 3 or 4 weeks or so, they have everything in the store is $1 sale at this Half Price Books outlet. Really good opportunity to find some cool stuff for a very low price. So this time around, I didn't find as much as I would have liked to find, or at least as much as I have in the past. In the past, I've gotten like 40 or 50 different things for $1 each. You know, this time I only found 15 items, but there's some pretty cool ones in here. I guess it's not the best haul ever, but it's a pretty good one. There's some filling in some holes, finding some interesting things here and there that I wouldn't have thought about, but well, now they're in my collection. Anyways, let's just get started, shall we? First up, we have the soundtrack to the movie Ray with Jamie Foxx. It is not the music done by Jamie Foxx. It's actually featuring the original recordings by Ray Charles himself, and it has a bunch of his classic music on here. You got Mess Around, Georgia on My Mind, Hard Times. Shit, man, there's just so much cool music on here. I love Ray Charles, and I really enjoyed the movie too. I think, didn't the movie get a couple of Academy Awards or something like that? Whatever the case may be with that, I am very happy to have this music collection here, this pseudo soundtrack, original motion picture soundtrack, but it's not really a soundtrack. I wouldn't consider it a soundtrack, at least. But it's really nice to have because there's a lot of great music on here, and I will definitely be listening to this. Anyways, next up in the CD soundtracks, I also came across the soundtrack for Jerry Maguire. I mean, I love this movie. This movie's actually really good. It gets shit on, but it's really good. And the music is also very good. You've got The Who, The Magic Bus. You've got Elvis Presley, Pocket Full of Rainbows, Neil Young, World on a String, Bob Dylan, Shelter from the Storm, Paul McCartney, Mama Miss America, Bruce Springsteen, of course, Secret Garden. I don't give a crap about that, but you've got some good music on here, some solid music. I really don't care about the mid-90s romance music that's on here, but either way, I am very happy to have this in my collection now. Very cool to have the soundtrack to a movie that I think most people think is a little too cheesy, but I think is just dead on. Honestly, when I look at Jerry Maguire, I think of something like Office Space. You know how Office Space speaks truth to what we have to deal with in our everyday modern lives, you know what I mean? So many things that are very relatable in Office Space. Well, there are a lot of relatable elements of Jerry Maguire as well, so yeah, very glad to have the soundtrack to go with my Blu-ray. I may in fact pick up the new release, by the way. As I understand it, that Blu-ray is much better. It has, I think, a 4K transfer, so I may end up getting that one. Anyways, next up, the last for the CD soundtracks here is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Now that was a really cool find, I gotta say. If you find this out in the wild, you gotta pick it up. It's got God Gave Rock and Roll to You on it, man. God gave rock and roll to you. Yeah, man, it's just great stuff. And of course, I got a bunch of other great music on here from Faith No More, Megadeth, Primus, Kiss. Man, there's a lot of great music on here. So you can't go wrong with Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey on CD here. The CD soundtrack. Yes, it says $3, but everything in the store was marked down to $1. So yeah, I forgot to take the tags off of that. I hate showing the tags during the video, but it doesn't matter that much to me. So yeah, all the CDs said $3, but it was Dollar Day, so everything was $1. Next up, we get to the Blu-rays. I only found 3 Blu-rays that I actually wanted, and the first one here is Hancock. This is not a movie that I would want to pay a lot of money for to have in my collection, because it's probably one I'm going to watch maybe once or twice more in my life, and I don't even recall thinking it was that great of a movie. I remember thinking it was okay, but not great, you know what I mean? But for certain elements of it, I would very much enjoy to check it out again at some point. So for $1, I said, yeah, I'll put that in my collection. Sure, why not? Next up here we have Cyrus. I don't remember if I've actually seen this or not. I think I've seen this, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it's a movie I know I wanted to see, and for $1, that's a pretty damn good price, especially considering everybody who's in this movie. You've got John C. Riley and what's his face? Why can't I remember your name? Jonah Hill. Thank you, brain, for reading. But yes, Jonah Hill and John C. Riley in this movie. It looks funny. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember. So clearly I need to see it again. And hey, $1 for the Blu-ray. Good deal. And last for the Blu-rays, I came across Rambo 3. I don't yet have Rambo 1 and 2. Rambo 1, First Blood, I should say, is my favorite in the entire series. But yeah, I want to get all three of the originals at some point, and I figured what better way to start than by getting this for $1. Not bad. Especially considering, honestly, it's not the best of the movies. It's the one that everybody thinks of when they think of Rambo, but it's really not the best of the series. Anyways, it's still a fun watch. It's still worth having in your collection if you plan on having all the Rambo movies, and I do. So, yeah, Rambo 3 for $1. Decent deal right there. Maybe I'll be able to find the other two for $1, or at least for a halfway decent price. On to the DVDs. So first up here on DVD, I got Kung Fu Hustle. Now, I know this is on Blu-ray, but I don't know if it's a movie that I want to own on Blu-ray because I don't remember if it's a movie that I enjoyed that much. I know I like Kung Pao. I thought that one was hilarious. But Kung Fu Hustle, I don't remember if it's one I like as much as Kung Pao in terms of the humor of it. I do recall it being very funny. I do recall it being very fun to watch, but I don't know if it's something that I want to have in a Blu-ray form, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's something I care that much about. So for $1, I went ahead and picked up Kung Fu Hustle on DVD here so I can check it out and try it out before I buy it on Blu-ray. Next up here I found Half-Light starring Demi Moore. I don't know anything about this. I read the synopsis and it sounded interesting. I checked on the IMDb and it has like a 6 out of 10, so it could be alright. And the very concept of the story itself sounded really up my alley. So I just said, you know what? Yeah, why not? I would love to check that out because it sounds interesting. And I'm hoping that it's as interesting as it sounds. If IMDb is correct, and it's at least a 6 out of 10, that I will not regret paying $1 just to check this out. Next up, I really wanted to show you guys what I found here, the way I found it, before I unwrap it, because yes, I found this completely wrapped and everything is still shrink wrapped here for $1. This is a 16 film set, fistful of bullets, and yes, that's a raised embossed lettering there on this steelbook set. I saw that immediately. Like 16, it's a 16 movie set. Awesome. It's a bunch of spaghetti westerns. Awesome. You got this beautiful steelbook. Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't say no to that. I had to pick that up. This is a Mill Creek set, as you may expect, as you may have gathered. Yeah, I'll do an unwrapping for you if I can actually get this thing open. Scissors, scissors. Try not to damage the steelbook, even though it's just a cheap steelbook. There. They never come off in one piece, do they? Second piece. And third and final piece? Yay! Third and final! Alright, let's take a look at this sucker here. See how nice embossed that is there? Very cool. Got the nice thing here. Interesting. This is just a very oddly, like, yes, I figured they might be stacked, but what happened here? I'm confused. Thing is new, but they got this little ring here. Discs are actually in good condition, even though they've been stacked. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now let's see if I can fit all these onto the one hub. Well, maybe try one at a time, eh? Yeah, they all fit in the one hub, so I don't understand why this is here. But whatever. There you go. All stacked together on one nice set here. Very interesting way of doing the packaging, but either way, very happy to have this. Let's see what movies are actually in this set now that I've spent all that time actually unpackaging it. You've got Apache Blood, Between God, the Devil, and a Winchester, Beyond the Law, Death Rides a Horse. I know that's a good one. The Fighting Fists of Shanghai, Find a Place to Die, Fistful of Lead, God's Gun, Grand Duel, Gunfight at Red Sands, It Can Be Done Amigo, Johnny Yuma, Sundance and the Kid, This Man Can't Die, Trinity and Sartana, and Twice a Judas. A lot of good Western action right there. Love me some spaghetti Western, and I haven't seen a whole lot of it. You know, I've seen the main stuff that you gotta see, but when it comes to the older other stuff that maybe isn't as good, but is still classic spaghetti Western, I haven't seen enough, so very cool pickup right there. Next up, I found Tupac Resurrection. Now, I wanted to pick this up because they have that Tupac biopic coming out soon, and I kind of want to see it, but I also knew about this, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to see that first, because I haven't seen this yet, and this is apparently like a documentary about Tupac, told in the actually told by Tupac. For the first time, Tupac tells his own dramatic life story, narrated entirely in Tupac's own voice. This major motion picture is the only film made in collaboration with Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, and the only film to feature Tupac's music and electrifying concert performances. So, yeah, I mean, it's got some legit stuff here. It's not a biopic, it's actually like a documentary kind of thing. And I haven't ever seen this. I've heard good things, and it actually has a really good rating on IMDb, so I'm hoping for some good stuff here, and apparently not on Blu-ray yet, so very cool find for $1. Next up, I finally found Nothing But Trouble. This is one I've been on the lookout for so freaking long. You have no idea. Every time I come across it, I'm like, but it's the standard version. Now I know why. The standard version is the only version that was ever released to DVD. The only way you can get this on DVD is full frame, which is really annoying, but I really want to see this again. It's been so long. I was a kid the last time I watched this, and it was probably a movie I shouldn't have watched as a kid, being how weird and crazy and fucked up it is. But I definitely wanted to check it out again because there's a lot of cool stuff in this movie, so glad to finally have this in my collection. Been way too long. Can't wait to check it out again. Next up, I found The Art of War on DVD. This isn't necessarily too hard to find out there in the wild, but it's notable that the Blu-ray, as far as I know, is out of print. If there was a Blu-ray, which I think there may have been from the research I did, it's definitely out of print because it's fetching like between $40 and $150, and I'm just, and it wasn't even rated or reviewed that well, so I'm just sitting here like, no. I know this is a really good movie, and I really wanted to check it out again. So that's why I picked it up on DVD here for $1. But knowing now that it's also just the Blu-ray that is out there, if it is out there, isn't very good, I mean, well then fine, I'll just stick with this, man. The Art of War on DVD is fine by me. Maybe they'll actually put out a new release of this on Blu-ray at some point, but either way, very good movie. I think it might even be a little bit underrated. And I haven't even checked out the sequel. I don't think the sequel is even remotely as good as from what I heard. But I know that this is a very good movie, so nice to have that in my collection. Next, I found the 8-film set of the Jackie Chan film collection. And this includes Operation Condor, Operation Condor 2, Dragon Lord, Twin Dragons, Jackie Chan's Project A, Jackie Chan's Project A2, Super Cop, and The Accidental Spy. A bunch of Jackie Chan movies that I don't have in my collection. For $1, yeah, that's a very good deal. And the discs were all in pretty damn good condition. Not perfect, not fantastic, but good enough. Good enough for an 8-film set that you're paying $1 for. Can't really complain that much. So very, very cool. There was another Jackie Chan movie set there, but it was in like a tin, and the tin was all beat up, and the discs were in crap condition, and I was just, ugh, no way, I'm not picking this up. And I know you can get like 6 of these movies on Blu-ray now, but you know, I haven't seen a lot of these movies. I want to see them before I actually decide to get them on Blu-ray. When I see them and I like them, I'll go find the Blu-ray copy of it, you know? That's how I'm doing this thing here. So, $1 to get 8 Jackie Chan movies and check them all out. Very good deal. Last but not least, for the DVDs, I found this little oddity. Found Canadian Bacon. This is a movie I definitely wanted in my collection. I love this movie. I mean, Michael Moore has done so many documentaries, but most people don't realize he also did one comedy movie. One movie that's actually fiction. Everything else he's done is documentary, non-fiction. This is fiction. It's a comedy movie. And it's absolutely hilarious. Still to this day, I quote and think about some of the scenes in this movie. It's so funny. Some of it is even still relatable to this very day. So yeah, I love it. Gotta love John Candy. Can't go wrong with John Candy. But what's really odd about this is that it is the SBC Companies Present Canadian Bacon. SBC Companies Present Executive Edition DVD Collection. And when you open it up, it looks like a legit version of Canadian Bacon, and it's in almost pristine condition. And it says MGM DVD, so I'm assuming it's just the same DVD that they put out in every other case that this has ever been put out in, but for whatever reason, it's the SBC Executive Edition. I don't even know what that means. I spent some time looking it up on online, on Amazon, everywhere I could think of, on eBay. I couldn't find any information about this. Maybe you guys know what the hell that even means. I don't even know. Maybe it's from Canada or something. Maybe it's a foreign release or something. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is that it actually has MGM DVD on the disc itself, so I'm assuming that it is the legit DVD, and it's just in this weird case. I'm also assuming it probably won't have any special features because it's the executive edition or whatever. But I didn't mind that much because it's kind of hard to find this DVD nowadays, and I don't think it's on Blu-ray yet, so I just went ahead and got it for $1. Very cool deal right there. And then the last thing that I picked up was not a DVD. It was not a CD. It was not a Blu-ray. It was actually magnets. It was these, you guys know what these are? These magnetic page holders. So anytime you're reading a book and you want to make sure you hold your place, if you don't like using bookmarks, here you go. These are little magnetic strip things that you can use to hold your place in a book. And it cost $1 here for all 6 of these Looney Tunes placeholders here, page holders, page markers, I guess is what they're called. And of course you've got, what sold me on this was Marvin Martian, but you've also got Elmer Fudd, you've got Bugs Bunny, you've got 2 of Daffy actually, I love that one more. 2 of Bugs Bunny too. I didn't realize that was a Bugs Bunny one too. Very cool, very happy to have found that for halfway decent price. $1 is not bad for that. Let's just pull these out and show you what they're like, because I'm sure some of you out there are like, what even is that? You got Marvin Martian, right? 2 magnets on either side. So let's say I'm reading The Black Hole here that I got for $1 recently from Half Price Books Outlet. Let's say I'm reading through it like so. I'm on page 87, right? Page 87. I want to hold my place. And there you go. Not coming out, not getting loose, none of that. It's going to stay there. And when you come back to it, you've got a nice little picture of Marvin Martian waiting for you. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, very happy to have found that for $1, but that was about it. There wasn't really anything else that I wanted to get at Half Price Books Outlet for $1. So that's what I went with right there. 15 items right there. Some of them were pretty cool. I guess if I had to pick, I'd say I'm really happy to have this in my collection because I love this movie. I think this is just a great deal. 8 movies for $1. And I can't wait to check out some more Jackie Chan. I am so happy that I found this and finally have this in my collection. Nothing But Trouble. Great movie. I can't wait to finally check this one out. This, 16 movies. 8 movies for $1 was a good deal. 16 movies for $1 is an even better deal, especially when it comes in a steelbook. And then, right there, that's one of my favorites of this whole haul. So yeah, there you go. There's my favorites that I picked up from this haul and the whole haul overall. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.